Okay, India, what's going on with the pizza here?
Mom, that's how I eat pizza.
How?
I take off the cheese.
She skins it. She skins the pizza. She takes off all the good stuff. You might as well just eat a piece of bread. She totally takes everything off of it and then eats it. Xander, it's okay. It's the daily, after school chaos. Gotta go. Okay, Xander, tell me what you're nervous about.
My debate speech.
When is it?
Like 3 days.
He has a tournament with debate. And he's been stressing about this class forever. So he is going to practice his speech on you guys. What's it about?
Mind enrichment.
Mind enrichment. So what are they needing to focus on?
Memorization. Pretty much memorization.
Okay, but what do you want your audience to get out of it? What is the audience supposed to be looking for or thinking, or what is your goal here?
Clarity, evidence, writing of speech, stuff like that, voice.
Yeah, what about your presentation? How are you going to present it?
Yeah, voice.
What are they looking for? The way you talk?
Physical effects.
Physical effects, the way you use your hands, the way you are engaged with your audience. If you're smiling through it, or just I believe that going to school is good, or I believe, use lots of eyes. Okay, you guys ready for this? Don't mess up.
Are you gonna watch it?
I'm gonna let you do it all by yourself, and then I'll watch it right along with them. So I'm gonna shut the door, practice on them, but maybe you might need to get on your knees or something or whatever. But speak. Oh wait, you know what we should do? Let's give him the microphone.
Okay.
Wait, I'm going to put that into the phone. Okay, say testing.
Testing.
Okay, that didn't work because we needed to turn it on.
Testing.
Say testing.
Testing.
1, 2,
1, 2, 3.
And now, okay. Okay, wait, I'm going out. Make sure that you get, so they can see you. Okay. Get close to them. Good luck.
Another thing, I have to be walking around the stage, kind of.
Okay, well then just walk,
Okay.
Do it.
In the deep dark cave where the treasure sits, Indiana Jones creeps through. Numerous little bugs slither down the walls. After exploring and seeing many atrocious sights, Indiana finally catches a glimpse of the treasure. He carefully walks over, snatches the treasure, and precisely places the bag of sand over the pedestal. All is well until suddenly the ground starts to rumble. Perhaps his calculations were wrong about the bag of sand. He starts to run. He glances behind him and sees a tremendous boulder heading straight for him. Characters in movies don't really express how scared or stressed they are. Many people wonder what their mindset looks like in a bad scenario. Heck, if I was in The Walking Dead, I'd sprint away from all the ruckus and beg for God to take me with him. According to the article, Very Well Mind, the author states, stress can be defined as any type of change that causes physical, psychological, or emotional strain. Stress is your body's response to anything that requires action or attention. People deal with the trauma globally. Here's one explanation. Kids will come up to the stage today, and on the inside, their mind and heart will usually react as, "Wah!" And on the outside, I give up. Another stressful concept is when your brother steals all your cookies. Not to mention, stressed spells desserts backwards. Various parts of the body deal with stress differently. According to an ancient philosopher named Aristotle, he states, "We are what we repeatedly do." This illustrates that the things we continuously do define us. It's relevant to be able to have the capability of making good habits in our life. Surprisingly, many people don't have this advantage. And this is my concern today. We need to be able to enrich our minds thoughtfully and make better habits. So today, we'll travel past the arteries and the veins up to the heart and talk about the causes of mental trauma. We will then rush past the jaws and skull up to the mind and discuss the effects before finally traveling past the bone and the skin up to the chest and discussing treatments and solutions for pressure and mental trauma. Life is full of hardships. Various different kinds of trials trigger this trauma. These trials lead people to some impeccably horrible things. One major problem that causes mental trauma is abuse. When humanity is abused at young ages, they are affected in harsh ways at young and old ages. Suicidal thought. Sometimes suicidal thoughts and even suicidal actions will be. Will you take that part out, Mom? Okay. This can lead to suicidal thoughts and even suicidal actions. Another problem that causes mental trauma is social trauma. This includes divorce, family issues, nuptial issues, and several more. Additionally, the loss of a loved friend or family member can be a very challenging and traumatic experience too. The final problem that causes continuous mental trauma is jobs. It's challenging to find a job you like, in addition to finding a job that is great financially. Having a lack of money obscures us from more normal daily things. We need to acknowledge and take out these stressful concepts before it is too late. Opening someone's mind and putting money, jobs, violence, and several more will collide with the unique abilities of our mind. And this leads us to our next concept to discuss. How would people act if we all had the power to read... Sorry, wrong body. Mind trials affect how people act, think, and feel. Each time you feel these things, they will take you one step closer to suicide. According to the article, Stress and Suicide in the Nurses' Health Study, the author states, incidence rates for suicide were highest among those who reported severe or minimal levels of stress both at home and at work. Stress and mental trauma are similar in many ways. One continuous effect of mind trauma is intrusive thoughts. It's hard to focus with horrendous thoughts like these that continue popping in and out of your head like popcorn. Surprisingly, sometimes those who are incredibly filled with this content take action based on these thoughts. These aggressive thoughts can hurt and affect you and other people. The second effect of mind trauma is physical effects or other major changes due to stress. Hypertension, sleeping difficulties, high consumption of food, and lower activity for the immune system are all different kinds of the physical effects of mind trauma. All of these things can obscure how you live your daily life. These symptoms can be very challenging to deal with. This is why it's very important to try to find ways to drain the mental gruesomeness in life, so life will be more motivational and joyful. This leads us to our next concept to discuss. How would people act if we all had the power to read inner emotions? A lot different, if you ask me. People would know how to act around different people due to their emotions. Since we don't have this power, we need to acknowledge and take out these stressful concepts before it is too late. And we need to be able to acknowledge what other people are going through. It's extremely essential to notice your mental trials. According to the article, Medical News Today, the author states, a person can be so anxious about the problem causing the stress that they do not notice the effects on our body. It's important to be mindful of any changes. Any signs should be reported to a trusted person. And this leads us to our next concept to discuss. And this is to just simply talk. We need to be able to let out what we're going through. If we keep it in, the mental trauma will fill our whole body. If it gets this bad, discussing situations with a therapist would be helpful. The last suggestion is to use nutrition to your advantage. It's critical to eat daily grains, fruits, and vegetables. Reducing the amount of caffeinated substances you consume would also be very beneficial. Doing these things will help reduce the amount of pressure and mental trauma in your body. If you do these things enough, you might just get rid of every last bit. So today, we have discussed what causes mental trauma, how it affects us, and how to manage them. Consequently, how can you change someone's mindset? What would a world without stress look like? How can we make our planet similar? This is a question I want us to think about. Don't let these trials overpower you, but overpower them. This speech wasn't created to win, but to change and inspire how people think of this concept. So when you're out on the battlefield fighting zombies, or sprinting away from a gigantic border, or even witnessing your brother theft your cookies, how will you react? Thank you very much. So, I wrote that speech all by myself, memorized it all by myself, and I've done all of this by myself. Thank you guys so much for the support. Love you all. Woo!
What you doing? You washing your hands? This girl is absolutely obsessed with soap and water these days. Is that good? Okay, she's got wet sleeves every day. See, I did it.
I'll tell you it.
Oh my gosh, where are you?
I went to my sniff, just to sniff bugs.
To sniff bugs? Are you an anteater?
Yeah.
Let me see you sniff bugs. Let's see.
Wait, let me put this on.
Okay. Sniff them. Sniff them with the nose on your head. Yeah. Mine never came on Amazon. So I did, and it never came. No, so I'm at Kibbles and Cuts, getting it inscribed. Oh, cool! I love it.